Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Cinematic Cravings. If you're a One Piece fan, you're in the right video because we're talking about the cast of One Piece Season 2, and let me tell you, this list is insane. Some of these cast members will blow your mind, while others might make you question, wait, is this the right choice? But before we start the video, I have to tell you that I spend hours and hours making videos for you, so please like this video, subscribe to the channel because it's totally free. You won't lose anything if you take 3 seconds to like the video and subscribe. So don't be selfish and press those buttons, okay? I believe we have agreed. So,
let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
Charithra Chandron as Miss Wednesday. Herra Chandron from Bridgerton as Vivi. Well, she definitely has the noble look down, but the real challenge here will be if she can break from her refined, posh vibe to go toe-to-toe with the Straw Hats. Vivi has to be royal and relatable, scrappy yet elegant. Will Charithra's transformation feel authentic or forced? This casting has potential, but she's got to bring a grounded yet wild energy if she hopes to capture fans. Sendel Ramamurthy as Nefertari Cobra. Sendhil's work in Never Have I Ever proves he's comfortable in a more laid-back, stoic role. But Cobra isn't just any dad. He's a king torn between duty and family, all while keeping cool in the chaos of Alabasta's political turmoil. Can he bring out Cobra's paternal warmth without coming off as an emotional bore? Ramamurthy's in for a tough challenge to make this stoic, often stressed ruler feel as engaging as he is important. Katey Sagal as Dr. Kureha. Casting Sons of Anarchy's tough-as-nails matriarch as Dr. Kureha is actually kind of genius. But Kureha isn't just tough, she's straight-up eccentric and agelessly wild. Katey Sagal might nail Kureha's tough exterior, but can she deliver that high-energy I'm 140 and I'll outdrink you any day vibe? Fans will want to see Sagal pull out all the stops on this zany doctor, or risk Kureha feeling like a mellow, less memorable version. Mark Harelik as Dr. Hiriluk. Harelik's work is solid in serious roles, but he's stepping into one of the most tragic characters in One Piece. Dr. Hiriluk's a mad scientist with heart who's not afraid to stand up to tyranny. To nail Hiriluk, he's got to capture that mix of tragic desperation and undying optimism. Get it right and he'll be unforgettable. Get it wrong, and he'll be the series' cringiest character arc yet. Daniel Lasker as Mr. 9. Lasker, coming from the intensity of Raised by Wolves, is now playing a guy who uses gymnastics to fight with zero superpowers. Mr. 9 is more about bravado than brilliance, so Lasker's got to find the balance between earnest and foolish without making Mr. 9 a complete joke. This is a minor character who could either be a memorable comic relief or just end up as the season's most forgettable casting. Camas Johnson as Mr. 5. Known for Batwoman, Johnson's used to action, but Mr. 5 isn't just any action character. The guy can turn his boogers into bombs. Yeah, that's right. Can Camas bring the cold, slightly unhinged energy needed to make a man with exploding snot both deadly and somewhat dignified? Let's hope he leans into the insanity, or this might just feel awkward. Jazara Jasline as Miss Valentine. Miss Valentine floats on air and has a smile as dangerous as her fighting skills. Jazara Jasline from Warrior will need to bring charm, humor, and a tinge of malice to this character. Miss Valentine's not a heavyweight villain, but she's got to be amusingly sadistic to really land with audiences. It'll be a disappointment if Jazara doesn't bring the playful, sociopathic energy needed to make Miss Valentine fun and threatening. David Dastmalyan as Mr. 3. With a solid background in offbeat, twisted roles like Late Night with the Devil, Dastmalyan's perfectly suited to play Mr. 3, the wax-obsessed artist with an ego the size of the Grand Line. Mr. 3 is supposed to be both frustratingly arrogant and oddly lovable. Dastmalyan has the talent to nail the character's weirdness, but if he doesn't bring enough ego or comic absurdity, he might miss out on making Mr. 3 as infuriating as fans expect. Werner Kotzer as Dory. Kotzer's got the ruggedness, but can he pull off a giant warrior with a soft side? Dory is as much about brawn as he is heart, and it'll be all too easy for Kotzer to lean on the intimidating aspect while forgetting the goofier side of this lovable giant. If he and his fellow giant don't have chemistry, we'll lose one of the most heartwarming dynamics in One Piece. Brendan Murray as Brogy. Another giant. And this one has to match Kotzer's Dory. Brendan Murray needs to bring a warrior spirit with the same warmth and chemistry to make this duo truly lovable. If Murray's performance is too serious, or worse, overly goofy, Brogy's character could feel flat or unbelievable. Dory and Brogy are a pair. If they're not in sync, they won't resonate. Clive Russell as Crocus. Russell from Game of Thrones as the quirky, flower-wearing Doctor of the Seas? Crocus isn't your average doctor. He's zany, wise, and oddly friendly with a massive whale. Russell's got the acting chops for eccentricity, but if he doesn't embrace Crocus's whimsy, this casting could end up feeling oddly mismatched or uncharismatic. Callum Kerr as Smoker. Smoker's a hard-nosed Marine with a sense of justice, a bit of an anti-hero. Kerr will need to bring the intensity and a morally gray edge to the role to make Smoker feel like a true One Piece tough guy. If Kerr plays Smoker as too straightforward or bland, he could become another forgettable Marine rather than the badass we expect. Julia Ray Wald as Tashiki. Tashiki is a determined, slightly clumsy Marine swordswoman who idolizes Zoro's old master. Rewald, with experience in the animated world, needs to ground Tashiki's mix of earnestness and mild klutziness to make her likable rather than annoying. Play her too over the top, and Tashiki risks being seen as comic relief rather than a formidable Marine with heart. Rob Coletti as Wapol. Wapol's one of One Piece's most hated villains, a spoiled and cowardly king who eats literally anything. Rob Coletti has to bring the sniveling, laughable arrogance Wapol needs to be convincingly detestable. If he's not ridiculously pompous and annoying, he risks turning Wapol into a forgettable villain instead of the hateable buffoon fans remember. Tai Keo as Dalton. Dalton is reserved yet intensely loyal, and Keo needs to find that quiet strength to make this character memorable. Dalton's stoicism is key, and if Keo doesn't bring the right mix of grit and sincerity, he'll be overshadowed by flashier characters and leave Dalton feeling one note. Joe Manganiello as Mr. Zero, Broker. Manganiello brings a menacing presence, but Crocodile isn't just brawn. He's got to exude a cold, calculating ruthlessness. Joe's got to deliver on the charisma and intelligence that make Crocodile such a standout villain in the series. If he plays it too straight, fans could end up disappointed by a lack of the trademark Crocodile menace. Lyra Abova as Miss All Sunday. Robin's introduction is crucial, and Abova has to capture her enigmatic and deadly charm. Miss All Sunday needs to be mysterious, confident, and cool. If Abova doesn't balance her intelligence with her danger, we might lose the allure that makes Robin such a fan favorite. Okay, so we've completed the One Piece Season 2 cast breakdown. Honestly, after hearing all of this, I'm super curious to see how it all plays out. But I want to know what you think. What do you think of this casting? Do you think Netflix nailed it or completely missed it? Leave your comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe. From the latest movie and TV updates to wild casting predictions, we've got plenty more great content for you. Stay tuned, thanks for watching, and see you next time.